partial obedience, folks, that's dangerous. Jesus said this in Matthew chapter 6, verse 24. He said, no one can serve two masters. For you will hate one and love the other. You'll be devoted to one and despise the other. We need to win the battle of submission versus sinning. And I'll close with this. The last battle I would like to share with you is devotion versus distraction. Devotion versus distraction. Pastor, what are you talking about? Look at 1 Peter chapter 4, starting in verse 12. It says, dear friends, don't be surprised at the fiery trial that you're going through as if something strange were happening to you. Instead, be very glad, for these trials make you partners with Christ in his suffering, so that you will have the wonderful joy of seeing his glory when it is revealed to all the world. If you are insulted because you bear the name of Christ, you'll be blessed, for the glorious Spirit of God rests upon you. What are we saying here? God, I will not allow my present circumstances to distract me from my devotion to you. Read that carefully. I will not allow my present circumstances to distract me from my devotion with you. Can I tell you the enemy's goal every time you face a difficulty? It's not always to destroy you. 9 times out of 10, I believe it's to distract you, to get your eyes off Christ, and to focus on the crisis. Anybody ever see those really cool reality shows like OP Live? Anybody? Oh, nobody? Okay. Where they got cameramen that are following the cops, and as they bust people. Oh man, I love it. And when they pull out that taser, it's like, get him, or her, get him. Oh, it's like, yes, you've made my night. When they kind of retrace some crime scenes, you know how some people get away with crimes? Like I'm not speaking from experience, of course. Yeah, try this at home. But a former police officer once said this. You'll get a group of people that will come into like a convenience store. And then they'll kind of split apart. And one group will make a big disturbance. And that disturbance, whether they'll make a mess or they'll yell or whatever the case might be, that'll occupy the attention of the people that are supposed to be manning the store. And so while those people are addressing the distraction and the disturbance, the thieves come and they steal whatever they want to steal. And they leave. Some police say that it could be a day or more that they realize that they've even been ripped off. Why? Because they were focused, I hope you're getting this, they were focused on the disturbance, and they took their eyes off of what they needed to keep their eyes on. The enemy comes to steal, to kill, and to destroy. So what will the enemy try to do in your life? He will try to cause a disturbance. He will try to create a distraction. And his whole intent with that distraction is to cause you to take your eyes off of Jesus and focus all of your attention and all of your emotion and all of your strength and all of your life on whatever is causing the disturbance in your life. That health issue, that financial battle, that relationship battle that's taking place, that disturbance in your family, all that stuff. What's the enemy trying to do? The enemy is trying to get you to focus on that and not him. Could I remind you that when Peter stepped off the boat, he was walking on the water. The man was doing good. But the scripture says he saw the wind and the waves. And when he noticed that, that's when he began to sink. What happened? He took his eyes off of Jesus and he saw the nearly impossible circumstances around him. And that's when he began to sink. We tend to sink when we take our eyes off of Christ. We're distracted because, I've got a health issue, so I can't devote much time to Jesus now because I'm going through this. Well, I've been treated unfairly, so I'm pretty angry right now. So I don't really want to focus on Jesus. I'd rather just fester my emotions. And so I'm just going to focus on that and kind of leave Jesus in the back seat. Or I'm just going to kind of kick Jesus to the side a little bit. I'm not going to walk away from you, Jesus, but I'm not going to give you much time because I'm more occupied with the distraction, with the disturbance, and we don't understand that we've made ourselves easy prey to the enemy. And we find ourselves saying, Lord, not my will, but yours be done. And God's going to say, okay, but potentially you're going to get distracted. It's going to happen. Jesus said, in this world you will have trouble, but be of good cheer. I've overcome the world. 1 Corinthians 7:35 says, I'm saying this for your benefit, not to place restrictions on you. This is Paul talking to a whole church. I want you to do whatever will help you serve the Lord best with as few distractions as possible. Proverbs 4:25, look straight ahead, fix your eyes on what lies before you. I would pray that his voice is the loudest sound that you hear as you go through the day. Parents, moms, you know this. There could be 2,000 babies in a room, but when yours cries, you know the voice. You know. My prayer would be that amidst all the noise, that you recognize the voice of God.